The way to get over a creative block is by embracing it.
To take a step back.
Just stop taking pressure.
To have a structure in your thought process.
Just rant it out.
To take a break and rest.
Think different.
You should just ask for help.
Honestly, if you're not getting a creative block, then that means there is some serious issue.
I take too much pressure, man. Like initially when creative block,
You take too much pressure to create from the beginning, or you take pressure from someone who's giving you pressure?
so now I've learned it the hard way, like it's okay to have a creative block. So instead of creating something new, I try to shift my energy. For example, I literally go out and start shooting random videos like landing off an aircraft. I'll take portraits of you guys, you know. So the idea is not to be creative and trying something new. It's basically going back to the basics.
I read this on some page or some magazine that you should just start creating and don't think too much. Whatever comes out will come out, and eventually you will make something of it. And even if you don't, you still have that process to go back to.
I think for me, my creative blocks generally come from taking unnecessary stress. And that's also like stress to finish everything at the same time, which I know that if I just plan things better and plan ahead of my day, I won't probably feel a burnout happening.
Sometimes your regular creative routine isn't working. Sometimes you have life-changing events, or sometimes you're overworked. So they do tend to pause or halt your flow of creativity.
I think I'm having creative block right now.
For the longest time, I used to have mind blocks because I was studying and it was in the humanities field, so it was a very different space to be in. Now that I am in a creative space, having a creative mind block is a very new thing I'm having.
I do relate to you actually, because I am also not from the creative field. I came in here to first understand how to create, and then I had a creative block.
You know, this pressure of performance, like you're constantly like, oh, I'm not creative. You know, I've had this so many times. Sometimes I'm like, oh, this is not a creative thing. This is not something that I would have done, you know, because also in your journey, you start having kind of style, you know, what you do, what you don't do. This whole pressure also. But one thing about creative block is that once you start having them, and your experience kind of helps you how to get over it. You know, today someone will help you, tomorrow some situation will help you, and then I guess the more you have it, the more easier it is to come out of it.
I've never had very serious creative blocks yet, but then sometimes I do feel like my mind is not in connect, or I'm just lost sometimes. Yes. What I usually tend to do is I dump every idea that I've had on one screen, and then I overwhelm myself with the whole thing, and then I completely shut off. This whole stepping out is basically my way of thinking that if I make room for the idea to enter, it might eventually come to me.
That's actually really smart. I don't know, I don't think so that would ever work for me, because if I overwhelm myself, I'll be probably crying here.
Like sometimes I'm just looking at the screen for like 20 minutes. I don't know what to do. But somewhere I know like you have to just go to people, just go for a random walk, talk to people, and maybe you will get some ideas. Sometimes you just need to stop trying too hard.
Are you saying you go to random people and talk to them about ideas for your creative block? Do you like go like, oh listen, I want some coffee?
No, not like that. Like I know like people who are relatable for my brand, for my ideas.
You know, my most common thing to come over it is to talk to someone who has no clue about what I'm doing. Tell them what I'm doing and see their reaction.
Exactly.
You know, in fact, see what they're thinking, how to sell something, how to put something together, and it's given me a lot of ideas. I always think one of the most important things for creatives is to have a routine. That's a lot of people will not like me for saying that, but you know, we really undervalue routining ourselves. It's so important to do things
It
at
is.
a time, is because you're actually you're setting your mind to do that at that time. At that time you're looking towards it.
You know how people say go with the flow?
You don't like that.
Yeah.
But control freak.
No, but I really like to know when the flow starts. I really like planning things. I like a structure, and that's the same thing I bring into my creative process. As in, I like to discipline my mind to think at this particular time. I know sometimes, obviously most of the times it's not possible because our work depends on an external factor and feedback comes in from somewhere else. So when suddenly it's like the brief has changed, and now if I'm not in the creative zone in my mind, then I'm just like, oh wow, I didn't see that at 7 p.m. a brief would change like this, and now I have to solve it.
That's true.
But
I think
yeah,
you cannot look at being creative all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an ask and you just need to do it.
It's also expected of us, I think, to a certain bit, to be creative at someone else's beck and call.
For creatives, one of the best thing is that the world is your resource.
Right.
Anything can come from anywhere. So you can take an idea, go back and sleep, but you still have to be on time. Disciplining, having a routine is so important to put yourself in that. But I'm not saying take pressure on that.
Yeah.
Also because today you could be late, but does that mean that it defines the process and breaks the process of one person being late, the other person having the pressure to?
It is a domino effect.
It is totally a domino effect.
For everyone else, it's sort of like a hobby to be creative, but for us, I think it's expected.
We're living our hobby.